Russ, and I'm back on the road again, and I'm riding a bike. It was the very first bike given to me to do a review on. Yeah, this is the Magicycle Cruiser, but it really is no longer the Magicycle Cruiser because it's been modified quite a bit. As you know, the Cruiser can do it's now called the Cruiser Pro when you have certain things on there, and I've modified this bike to the point where I called it the Wannabe Pro. So what did I do to change this bike? Well, put on hydraulic brakes given to me by Magicycle. Thank you to them. I have a 20 amp hour battery in addition to the 15 amp hour battery that's normally on this bike. Is that 15? I don't know, something like that. Look it up. And so yeah, we got more range out of it and we got better brakes on it. Now the Pro, of course, has a little bit better motor on there. Doesn't have that, of course. Has a hydraulic fork. Don't have that either. They actually gave me one, but I couldn't get it to work right. I couldn't install it properly or something. It was my own issue. I couldn't do it. So I kept the original fork on here. I've made some additional change to this bike since last year. Made the change last night. And so what I did is, well, first off, you might know that I've been playing around with different saddles. I had a Bikaroo saddle on here originally, and then Giddy Up Company gave me this ultra wide, extra large, or whatever they want to call it, saddle that has like these big wings on it. So that's on there. But yeah, the other day I got in the mail a Suntour suspension seat post. Yeah, compliments of Magicycle. Thanks, Magicycle. They always give me things that I always ask them for. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So why did I ask for a suspension seat post? Well, as you know, a couple of my bikes have suspension seat posts already. These are new bikes. The Electric Bike Company has one. The Euphree City Robin X has one. There's another bike that I'm going to be working on a review for this week. That has one. It's a different type of suspension seat post on that one. It's one that only goes up and down. The Suntour and the Satori one, which is on the Electric Bike Company one, they kind of go backwards. They kind of compress and they bounce a little bit backwards. So obviously Magicycle has the Deer bike, which is their full suspension bike. It's a soft tail bike, and so I got to thinking. I said, well, as much as I like the Deer, there are people who won't buy the Deer because the Deer costs a little bit more money. I says, but they may want to buy a Cruiser or a Cruiser Pro and maybe add a suspension seat post to it instead. Well, I don't know how that feels like. There's only one way to know how that feels like is to get a suspension seat post and stick it on the Cruiser, right? Makes sense to me. So I told them, here's my thought. I says, not everyone can afford to buy the Deer, and they acknowledge, yeah, that's true. Not everyone, want to spend that kind of money. I said, but they might want to buy a Cruiser and add a suspension seat post, or they might want to buy a Cruiser Pro or an Ocelot Pro or an Ocelot and put a suspension seat post on it. How am I supposed to be able to tell them how that feels like if I don't have one on it? That makes sense to me, right? Now I know how the suspension seat post feels like because I have it on 3 of the bikes. I mean 2, but the other one is a different type of suspension seat post. But I kind of know what it kind of feels like, and I kind of know what the Deer feels like. The full soft tail bike, I know what it feels like. But how do I know what it feels like when it's on this bike? So I asked them, can you send me the Suntour suspension seat post? And they did, yeah. How you doing?
Nice bike.
Thank you. So anyway, he liked my bike. So they sent it to me, and here's the interesting part about it. Now, I don't know if this is how all the Suntours come or what, but what they sent me was what are the numbers? 27.2 millimeter, is that correct? Well, if it's not, I'll put a graphic up. They sent me one like that, but it has a sleeve that you slide this into, and then that'll fit into your 30.9. Is that the correct number? If it's not, I'll put a graphic up. This is again, like I said, my bad memory. Okay. So essentially, you could put this suspension seat post on the seat posts of either sides, because it's got like a little sleeve that's like an adapter sleeve. That's kind of nice. So if you have multiple bikes, one has a smaller diameter seat post than the other, you can put it on either one. I kind of like that. So I'm sitting on it right now. So what do I think? Yeah, kind of nice. I mean, I got the Giddy Up, which is really soft and cushy, that saddle. Then I got the suspension seat post on there. I wonder what it'd do on a deer. Yeah, can you imagine that? Put the different saddle on there. Put the suspension seat post on the soft tail bike. That's like if you want to bounce all over the place. It's one way to do it, I guess. I don't know if I'll go that far. That might be a little extreme. So anyway, I'm sitting on this thing. So what do I think? Yeah, it's really comfortable. Yeah, it's definitely different. You know, many people had told me to get a suspension seat post before in the past. I never did it. I never really thought I needed one. Typically what I do is if I were to hit a bump or something, I would just kind of stand up on the pedals. That's how I've always done it ever since I was a kid. Let your legs take the shock, right? Well, hey, this way is a little easier. I mean, you can kind of stay seated a little bit while you're running over something that's a bump. But even when it's not a bump, even when you're just riding around, you could definitely feel how you kind of rock and roll a little bit on this thing. I think part of that is that Giddy Up saddle, because it has those wings that aren't really like supported. But then the suspension seat post, I can definitely feel it. Now, here's the thing that I think is a little different. The suspension seat post, when you put it on, you have to put the saddle up higher than you think you need to have, because the minute you sit on it, that suspension seat post is going to compress. So that is the one thing that I had to kind of get used to. First off, I have it pretty high up as it is. As you know, I like my good leg extension, and in order to get that, I have it higher than many other people might do. But it's got to go even higher now, because it's going to compress the minute I sit on it. And because of my extreme weight, it compresses quite a bit, but you do have adjustments underneath that post. Kind of tells you to turn this, turn that, and then you can adjust it. I haven't made the adjustment yet. It's sitting at where they originally gave it to me. I think based on my weight, I probably should make some adjustment to it. And so I kind of like it. Yeah, it feels really nice. I don't really feel the bumping as much as I typically would. All right, we're gonna stop here. So yeah, it's nice. I'll show you a picture of what the bike looks like now with the suspension seat post on it and everything. It's definitely different. So do I like it? Yeah, I like it. Would I suggest you consider a suspension seat post? Yeah, go to the Magicycle site. I'll leave a link in the description of the videos. Get it from Magicycle. I mean, it's going to cost you the same wherever you get it. Yeah, they're the guys that gave it to me, so I can tell you, buy it from them. Yeah, they sell it. Now, on the site, you're going to see it. It says, do you have a Magicycle Cruiser or do you have a Asla Pro? Doesn't matter. Pick one. Okay? Even if you don't have a Magicycle, you can still buy it from them. Yeah, they don't care. Yeah. So just click on it. When you see the site, you'll know what I mean. It'll say which model bike do you have that you want to buy the thing for. They just do that because they just want to know, you know, what kind of bikes are being utilized with it. But yeah, they'll sell it to you. They don't care. you could have a different brand for all they care, and they'll still sell it to you. But if it's the same that came in like mine, mine's, like I said, is the smaller diameter, but it has like a sleeve that you slide it into, and that sleeve goes into the bigger 30.9 or whatever the number happens to be. I'll put a graphic up. So if either one, it would fit. I hope that's how they sell it to you as well. I'm not sure, but I'm thinking it would be. I don't see why it wouldn't. So that's how it came to me. So yeah, but to be safe, go ahead and check your own diameters on your seat posts. You know, just pull out your own seat post, take a look at it. It should probably be engraved on it or something. It'll tell you what you currently have. So yeah, it's nice. It's nice and cushy. And as I hit the bumps, I don't feel it. Now this is the first time I've taken out the Cruiser this year. All these bikes, as I'm pulling them out, it's the first time I've done it for the year, right? Because they've been in hibernation during the winter months. So I had to charge up the battery a little bit. I took the original battery. Am I supposed to turn here? Well, let's go forward first. I think I should have turned there. I don't know. I took the original battery. I didn't take the extended battery. I kind of figured it was faster to charge this battery up than it would be the larger battery, right? And so I decided to do that. Magicycle asked me too, what's my favorite bike of their models. I couldn't give them a straight answer either, because I like a lot of their bikes for certain purposes. And let's turn here. So I told them that I like the Cruiser a lot. It is the first one that I got from them. That's really what got me interested in their bikes. I said I like the Deer because I like that soft tail, that suspension seat post, and no suspension seat post, but you know the rear is just the suspension on the bike. As far as the front as well too. I said I like the commuter bike. I told them because it's basic, you know, it's simplistic. I kind of like that. So I couldn't give them a straight answer. You guys ask me this too all the time. I never give you guys a straight answer either. No, I can't. I like certain ones, and it's the way it is. But I like them all, actually. And that's the honest truth. I actually like all their models. So, where am I headed? I don't even know where I'm going. I'm just riding around a little bit here. Let me pull off for a second here. Where's a good place to pull off? Let me pull off here. I don't know if I can actually show you this sleeve or not, because the sleeve kind of gets, once it's on there, it kind of gets stuck in there. Let me see if I can. So this is a certain size, right? Here's the post, and then in here, yeah, I don't think I can get it out. There's this little sleeve No, I can't get it out. It's kind of in there at this point. But there's a sleeve in here that is an adapter sleeve. So you put this in here. Let me see if I tighten it up a little bit more. Because if you don't, it will slip. Because here, I feel it slipping a little bit. Let me see if I tighten it up a little bit more. And as far as how high this should be, that's a little tighter there. As far as how high it should be, that's hard to say. I'm still kind of playing with it. Yeah, but that's what the bike looks like at this point. It's kind of high up there. Let me get on. Usually if I have a curb nearby, I'll step up on the curb because that brings me a little higher. Okay, no outlet that way. How about this way? Nah, no outlet that way either. Yeah, I don't know where I'm going. I'm lost in Arlington Heights. Yeah, I would say the seat does shift a little bit because that adapter thing. I don't know. I think maybe it needs to have a little bit more stickiness to it. Maybe it's like it's almost so new that it's easy to slide around. If I were to shift a little bit in the seat, kind of slides a little bit. Hopefully that will change in time. Otherwise, I might need to put something that's makes it a little sticky, so it has less ability to shift around. Yeah, something flew into my eye, so I'm trying to rub this thing out of my eye now. I hate when that happens. I always kind of said that maybe we should be wearing goggles or something. You know, like those motorcycle guys that have like goggles on. Eye protection is kind of necessary. Let's get some water here. I ran over that bump and didn't even feel it. As you know, a lot of times I have the water bottle on my front basket. It's zip tied to my front basket. I find it easier that way. Even though the bikes may have places where you can put the water bottle, not as convenient. I actually prefer it in front of me, so the basket makes a good place to put it. Just zip tie it. Alright, so we're taking a left out here. Yeah, I just wanted to take the bike out for a ride to see how I felt about this seat post on this bike. I mean, I know how it feels like on the other bikes, and I like it there. Just wanted to see how it is when it's on this bike, and it's pretty good. It's just the little slippage thing because of that adapter. Either that or you got to tighten it down even more. Maybe that's the key. But I think if it had a little bit of stickiness to it. The only thing is if the seat post was a little sticky, it might make it hard to slide it down the tube. So I got to find a good way to do it because it does move a little bit. You know, very little, not much, but it does move a little bit. All right. So there you have it, the good and the bad. For the most part, it's good. The bad part is it does seem to slip side to side a little bit because of that adapter. If you have one of these seat posts, let me know. Let me know if you had like an adapter sleeve with it to fit it in there, or whether your larger 30.9 or whatever it happens to be is actually sized at 30.9 and doesn't need an adapter. Let me know. I don't know because I don't have multiple ones that were ordered. It's just whatever the bikes came with. The Euphree came with the Seatpost, of course, on there. This one did not, but it came with that sleeve. So I don't know if it's just them or whether Suntour supplies it that way. Let me know. I know a number of you guys have suspension seat posts. Let me know. Put a comment. Let me know. I don't know about you guys, but I get a lot of bugs that go in underneath my helmet. They just tickle me right on my forehead all the time, and as you know, my microphone is clipped onto my visor, so when I try to shoo them away, sometimes I bump into the visor. I keep losing my windscreen for my microphone too. I came out to do this video and noticed that the circular ball that's usually right in front of my eyes, right between my eyes, wasn't there. It was somewhere along the line I lost it. I don't know if I lost it on the last ride or lost it in the house. I have no idea. I've got to find a way to secure that windscreen. It just slips on it, and because the lavalier mics are so small, the opening is very small, and so it's easy for it to pop out. I think what I need to do is sew it. Sew it, put some thread on the windscreen, and then wrap it around the cable, the thin cable, something like that. That way it can't fall off at all, unless it rips off of the windscreen. I've got to do it. I've mentioned it before, and now I've lost another one. Each one of these windscreens are like $4.50 for a little piece of foam. You know, I've tried some other windscreens that were cheaper, but they don't do the job. You still hear the wind pretty bad. Not so with the ones that are made specifically for this mic. But they sell them like 4 for $20 or something like that. It's expensive. So you don't want to lose them, but I've lost at least 3 now, something like that. Tired of losing them. I gotta find a way to fix it. All right, we're gonna take a ride over here. We'll take the path. We will take the path. Yeah, it's got a nice feel. You know, it reminds me of the other suspension seat posts I had, but it's I think the combination of that with the giddy up, you know, that thing's kind of wide, that saddle. There's really no support on the wings. I call them the wings on either side, so those kind of move around, and you know, you kind of move back and forth with that. But you add that with the suspension seat post, it feels definitely different. Thank you. Feels nice, actually. I kind of feel like I'm moving side to side because of those wings, but then I feel the up and down and slight backward movement of the Suntour seat post. Yeah, it's nice. They got a soccer game going on over here. And I think this is the first time I've seen a soccer game out over here. And everybody's out here. Yeah, let you take a look. And then off to the right side, you got the water. All right, we're gonna slow down here. How you doing? Yeah, you know, when you have people you got to slow down. You want to make sure things are in the clear before you move forward. I think there was a time where I couldn't have done that, to go that slow and still stay balanced on the bike. I think the more you ride, the better your balance gets, right? Alrighty. Yeah, so the bell on this one is blue. Usually I have black ones, but the very first time I bought these bells, these are the inexpensive bells that I've gotten from China. Very first time I bought it, it came in a pack of 5, I think. They had silver, they had black, they had this blue, I think they had a red one. Well, I've given away some of these bells with some of the bikes, and so I put the blue one on here because I figured, well, Magicycle has blue in their logo. Sorry, got bugs climbing underneath again. And so I said, well, I'll put the blue one on this one. All the other ones are black, so. Okay, this guy's letting me go. There's a car to my right, but he stopped, so I will go. Yeah, let me ask you guys this. I've noticed a lot of times that when traffic pulls up, they will try to wave me forward or something. Sometimes I kind of wish they just follow the regular rules of the road, and then I follow it too, and then it goes by faster. But they don't want to hit you, so they'll tell you to move, even though it's not really your turn. But they'll ask you to move first. Do they do that to you guys too? If you're on the road, I know not everyone's on the road, but if you are on the road, do they ask you to go forward first, and then you have to go because now you feel obligated to do it? All right, I'm gonna go this way. We had some people in front of me. I don't want to pass them. See, now I'm shifting a little bit, and I can feel the slippage on my saddle. It's kind of sliding side to side. And that's because of that bushing, not bushing, what would we call that? The sleeve, right? So I don't know whether I'm slipping down as well as side to side, but I can feel it sliding a little bit. Yeah, let me know. Let me know how that is for you guys. Other than that, it feels good. Just feels kind of funny that you're slipping. That's all I'm saying. It's the Magicycle Seatpost diameter is bigger typically. I'm kind of surprised they supplied one that is like that, unless, like I said, unless Suntour actually only makes the smaller version and then they use sleeves to adapt them. Because the sleeve, it looks like it does come from Suntour. I'm just wondering if all of them are like that. Anyway, I think we've had enough for today. Hey, if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, put some comments below. I'll talk to you guys next time.